Okay guys, so I figured the wiring out, and so I have everything back together now, and it works pretty dang good. I think this is better than what it is stock. Anyways, I'll show you here. Alright guys, so we are back at it with the rusty chainsaw greeters. You can see I have them on my living room table. Now one thing I gotta say is, after the last clip you guys saw, I have not touched this thing. I basically threw it into the box and said, forget about it, because I quickly realized that I didn't have any replacement parts on hand in order to fix him at that point. So he's basically been sitting in the box since I started repairing him a few hours after I bought him. So he's been in the box for a little over a month. So, and after some persistent bugging with Techie Toys, I finally got them to send me some parts. They sent me a couple modules. Now there is kind of a catch to that, and I'll go ahead and show you. So here are the two modules that they sent. Now on the outside you're thinking, yeah, they sent a couple rusty modules. But in fact these are not rusty modules. These, if you guys remember Halloween City, these are Smiling Jack modules. Of course I knew this ahead of time, this isn't something that they screwed up on. But I got in contact with them and they actually gave me some interesting things. First off, they said that they had no parts for Rusty, which I thought was kind of odd because they came out with it last year, and I've heard tell that, you know, unless something is over 2 years old, they should still have parts for it. So that was a little confusing to me. And the person I spoke to on the phone said that they hadn't made the Rusty module for 7 years, like it was over 7 years old. I think she might have been confused or might have been thinking of something else, because I assured her that you could still buy Rusty online, so there was that. But anyways, she said they didn't have the parts for Rusty, and she asked me, you know, if it would be alright if they could send Smiling Jack's module instead, since they do the exact same thing. And so I said, yeah, sure, go ahead and send a couple modules over. Now at a glance they look the same, but there are some very subtle differences. For example, instead of having the torsion springs, one part going up there, one part connecting here, and the other part connecting down right there, they have extension springs. So that's interesting. They don't look to be as powerful, and I don't think they'll lift up the chainsaw, so I'll have to do some cadavering here and some doctoring to make this work. Also on this side I noticed that actual gear that gets pushed in by this gearbox right here is much bigger, the spaces, so we'll have to investigate that. Also this piece is clear, I don't know if the other ones are like that, but anyways, so very similar but slight difference. So I'll take this over there and we'll get it set up. Alright, so we're back over here now. As you can see, that's the, don't mind my arm, but that's the piece where the pin pushes it up, and that's what releases the tension on the piece right here. This one, the shoulder piece is in the way, but as you can see, that's the same spot right there. This is bigger. This one's bigger. So we'll have to do some removing. If these modules don't fit, I really don't need the actual physical module itself to be installed. I really just need the gears on the inside. As long as those match up, this should be a fairly easy repair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart again, and I'm going to take the new module apart, and I'm going to go ahead and see what's going on the inside, see if everything matches up. If it does, I'll get back to you guys. I'll get back to you guys no matter what, and I'll update you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so I got the module apart for the Smiling Jack greeter, and as you can see, there's no way these gears can fit. They're totally different. These gears are all specialty sized. This actually looks like a Rising from the Grave system to me. That's why I tried using the Rising from the Grave parts to see if this would work. because it just looks like a Rising from the Grave system. This actually looks totally different. There's a huge big gear right there. So yeah, I don't think these gears will even work. And if I try to put these gears in this, it's still going to be the same end result. And it's not going to fit together properly because this is specialty made for this. So I don't know, this really kind of sucks to me, you know. I was hoping that this wouldn't happen, but unfortunately it has. The reason why I didn't switch these modules out is because these springs, I don't know if they're strong enough to lift up the chainsaw and the arms, because the chainsaw weighs a lot. And the torsion springs that this guy originally has are pretty dang stiff, so I don't know. I feel like it should, but if it doesn't, then we're really going to have a problem here. Because there's no way for me to connect the torsion springs. I would just switch this, take this piece and put it here, and modify it with the torsion springs, but it doesn't seem like it'll fit like that. This is especially equipped to have that around it. This one's not. This is actually extended right here. This is not. If I take these springs off, and I try pulling them, I can actually physically pull them. Actually, let's go ahead and connect these. Hold on one second. I'm going to try something here. Alright, so let's see how stiff. Oh, wow. That's very, very stiff. I will give it that. It's so stiff it's actually bending the weak plastic. Oh man, that's really stiff. So maybe it'll work? I'm not sure. I know that chainsaw weighs a ton, but maybe, just maybe, this will work. So I guess what my next step is going to be now, because we have a bit of a change in plans here, is I'm going to go ahead and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use all the original motors. Well, actually, where do these wires connect? They actually, Techie sent me a video showing me how to take the cover off on the module and plug these wires in place of this old module. So I'm thinking that maybe I can just do that like they showed in the video and I'll be okay. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'll get back to you guys when I'm done. Okay guys, so I have them all reassembled again. I got everything switched over. All the motors are original in this guy. It's just the gearbox is different and uses different springs. This is basically the Smiling Jack module. So I couldn't really do anything about it with the gears and all that, so I just put it back together. I just switched the motors over. This motor actually put in the wrong way, but I don't want to have to take the whole thing apart again to get it out. So what I'm going to do is, I have my soldering iron in the house. So I'm just going to swap these wires, put this blue right there, put that red right there, swap them over, and it should work fine after that. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll get back to you guys when I'm done. Okay guys, so I figured the wiring out, and so I have everything back together now, and it works pretty dang good. I think this is better than what it is stock. Anyways, I'll show you here. Wow, this thing turned on, hit my phone, and made me hit the stop record button. I'm really sorry about that, but anyway, so he looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and do that again here. I'll stand further back. As you can see, he really jumps. Wow, that's crazy. That is really, really good. So there he is. He's now fixed. I'm going to go ahead and get him back together, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I'm done with that. Alright guys, so I got the head put back on, I got the shoulder piece on, and everything is looking really, really good. The head doesn't bob as much on the Smiling Jack modules as it does the Rusty modules, so it's not a bad thing to me. I think it's actually better because it won't stress the gears out so much, and it doesn't make that loud whirring sound that it just kind of makes with the old Rusty ones. You guys all know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I've got it here. I do have it on, so I'm gonna go ahead and step on it now, and you'll see. Well, touch the candy bowl. So you can see it doesn't bob that fast, but I think it still looks good. And those arms swinging up that is so fast. It's probably one of the best Rusties I've ever seen. Because they had the torsion springs on the other ones, and they didn't seem to work all that great. So, it's really cool that this works better. Hopefully it's not quite as faulty as Rusty was, because as you guys saw, Rusty's gears weren't really all that great, and the other parts, and as you saw earlier, his gears are, those gears in the new gearbox are pretty dang massive, and I'm hoping that there's some better quality control going on. Really, honestly, it's just the roll of the dice, whatever you get. That's pretty dang awesome. I mean, that really pops up there pretty fast. And this is the chainsaw. That's the same module that was in Smiling Jack. So you can only imagine how tight the spring force was with the shovel on there, which was basically a piece of foam and some plastic, lightweight plastic, mind you. So yeah, I honestly think it's a good match because it pops up quick and it kind of adds some weight to it, so it's not just all the gears having on some of the stress. The chainsaw takes some of that out of it. So, but anyway, guys, so there is the repair on the Rusty using the Smiling Jack arm mechanism. So I guess if you guys have Rusty modules that are broken, you can get a Smiling Jack and replace it, and it'll work fine. Or you can call Techie Toys and they'll send you some Smiling Jack modules to fix it. So, but anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, be sure to comment, subscribe, and also smack the bell notification. And as always, be scary, be spooky, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.